All right. Now, today's lesson, and again, I suspect we'll be done quickly because I think you guys are pretty good with your numbers. However, there's things that can make you better, and that's what I want to talk to you about. All right. For example, all right, if somebody asks you what 10% of 582, we should be all able to say what? Yeah, good job, guys. 58.2. All right, there's no reason to estimate on that. All right, we know the exact answer, 58.2. All right, now again, here's the thing. If you're not sure about something, please speak up immediately. All right, because this is really helpful for your understanding numbers. All right, really helpful. All right, so if I say 50% of 86, you should be able to tell me quickly 43, right? Because 50% is just half. All right, Julian, you with me? All right, so 43. All right, now let's look at, now some of my, some people have trouble with 40%. All right, I feel like you should be able to look at that and just say that's 600. All right, anybody look at that and say that's 600? How did I know it was 600? Well, because I know what 10% is. All right, everybody stay with me now. Right? So what we're going to do now, this is what I'm telling you about. You'll freak people out when somebody asks you what's 40% of 1,500, you can just say the answer. All right? So listen to what I'm trying to tell you now. All right? It's not difficult. All right? The first thing we do is we take what? 10%, and all of you knew what 10% was. That's 150, right? So if I wanted to know what 40% was, I could just multiply 10 by what? 4, and that would give me the 40%. So if I multiply that by 4, I got to multiply that by 4. And most people can multiply 150 times 4. All right? Now, does everybody know when you multiply by 4, you can double it twice? Does everybody hear me on that? So 150 plus 150 is what? 300 plus 300.
600.
That's how I can do that so quickly. All right, so 40% of 1,500 is 600. What?
Couldn't you also do 0.4 times 1,500?
Well, which would you rather do? The mental math, or would you actually like to multiply 0.4 times 1,500? What do you think? Yeah, that's what I'm trying to teach you right now. All right? I'm not interested in the calculator's work. I'm just interested in showing you how to look at things and tell me what the answer is. All right? That's really, really important. All right? So now let's look at 20%. Obviously, 20% of 75 is 15. You should be able to just say that. All right? Now, how did we say that so quickly? Because you can break it down two ways, two techniques. I want you to pay attention. If you don't know, think about it. All right? We could say 10% times 2 is 20%. Does everybody agree with that?
Mm-hmm.
So 10% of 75 is what? 7.5. And then 7.5 times 2, you should be able to tell me pretty quickly is what? Is 15. Is everybody with me on that? Right? The other thing you can tell me is this. 20% is the same as divided by 5. Do you hear me? 20% is the same as divided by 5. And some people can do the division kind of quick. I much prefer to take 10% and then double it. All right? Everybody with me? So those are your options. All right? Please stay with me and ask me a question when you don't know something. You could do it by hand, like 0.2 times 75. All right, but you're going to have plenty of time for that. Right now, it is practicing the mental math.
Can I do the next one?
Well, we'll see. Yes, let me hear how do you think you find 15%?
10% of 20 is 2, and then half of 10% is 1, so 2 plus 3, 2 plus 1 is 3.
He's 100% correct, guys. When you leave a tip, sometimes your parents tell you you leave 15%. And people are like, how do you do 15%? Right, well, it's just 10% plus 5%. Listen to what I'm saying now. All right? So what is 10% of 20? Is 2, correct? What's 5% would then have to be what? 1. If 10% is 2, 5% has to be what? Has to be 1. So then 15% has to be what? Has to be 3, guys. All right, now I'm telling you, please ask if you're not sure about something. This is really important. Yes?
If you're going to do it the way that you multiply it, what would it be?
I'm not sure why you're asking me that. Literally, 15% is 0.15 times 20. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel, do you feel like, go ahead and multiply 0.5 times 20.
I'm just confused because I do it multiplication.
I don't want you, that's what your problem is. Stop doing things the way you want to do them. And listen, I did not tell you that. I did not tell you that. I said you're learning to take 10%. Come on. All right. Now, I would want everybody to be able to look at that and say that's just 36. That's 36. All right. Am I right? All right. So let's figure out how I did that. All right. Now, one way is to take 10% and then multiply by 8. But that's kind of a pain, correct? Because I don't feel like multiplying something by 8. All right. So now listen to me. This is the important part. All right. 20%, we already said, was dividing by 5. Hello? Does everybody agree with me? 20% would be dividing by 5. Right? So, the reason why I'm telling you that, Julian, come on, I'm right here working. All right? So, what would 20% be? Remember, 20% means divided by 5.
9.
So it'd be 9, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Does everybody agree with that? So that would be 9. Everybody happy? But I need what?
80%.
80%. Multiply it by what?
1.
Multiply it by what? 4. Why? 20%, right? It wasn't 10%. So I multiply by 4. So the answer is what? 36. Go ahead. Tell me again. No, I was saying, okay, what I was saying here is that 20% is the same as dividing by 5.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so 45 divided by 5 is what? 9. You with me now, right? All right, that's good, Julian. All right, paying attention. All right, let's take a look at number 7. All right, everybody should be able to look at that and say that's obviously what? What?
36.
40.
I'm on number 7.
36.
Why is it 36?
Because 10% of
Right, come on, guys.
120 is 12.
Look, you can multiply 3 times 12 now. All right, come on now, stay with me. 10% is equal to what, guys? 12. You good? And I'm looking for 30%. So I would just multiply that by 3. So 30% is equal to what? 30% is equal to 36. All right. Everybody feeling good about it? All right, let's try again. Uh-oh. How did I know that that is 33? How did I know it's 33 so fast? Tell me why.
Because it's 3 over 4.
That is exactly right. Very good. Very good. 75% is the same as what? 3/4. So now we're going to practice with our fractions. 75% is the 3/4. Right? Now you're doing what? Multiplying 3/4 times 44. So what could I do to the 44 divided by 4? That's what?
11.
11 times 3 is 33. Go ahead, Julian. Do you have a question on that? Did you? Somebody question? Yes, good for you.
I don't understand. Wait, so I get 75 is 3/4.
Good.
Wait, so.
And of in math, again, remember, we're just multiplying. That's what of means. So we're just multiplying 3/4 times 44, right? And so now what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to show you, to do it quicker, it'd be 44 divided by 4, which is, and then 11 times 3, which is, there you have it. Good with that?
Yeah.
Yes. You got a question?
So,
All right. Let's keep working. All right, let's check out number 9. Ooh, number 9 should be what? Somebody said 8. Anybody else?
2.
What do you think? 20?
Wait, no. 2.
2. Julia, why is it 2? Come on, you can do this. What's 10%, girl? Come on.
10%.
Yep, what's 10% of 40? Yes. No, not 0.4. 4. Because you're just moving the decimal once. Do you hear me on that? So if 10% is 4, what's 5%? Exactly, because it's half. Do you see your mistake? Hey, Will, do you see your mistake? What?
Can you do 5 times 80 because we're doing them all separate ways, right?
Yeah.
So, could you, if this one, like, could you multiply, because like with the previous one up there, like, for example, like, 40 or, what is 10% of 15,000, or 1,500? Like, you did 10 times 4, you do 5 times 8 here since 10 times 4 is
No,
40.
listen to me. One more time, listen. Good mistake. Listen to me. You're trying to use 10%, right? Because 10% is easy to figure out. Do you understand me? Do you know how to find 10% of something? All right. Well, that's a problem because that's what we've been doing. All right. So when we did question number 1, and I said, what's 10% of 582, and you just wrote down 58.2, you have to understand that's not helping. So 10%, all you're doing, every time you take 10%, is you're moving the decimal to the left one. Do you hear me? So now look back at our problem. So what is 10% of 40?
4.
How do you know that? That's right. So if 10% is 4, 5% must be what? Not because you looked up there and saw 2, but why? Yes. Julian, you can do that. All right, here we go. I don't care about the calculator. I didn't show you how to use the calculator yet. Okay, now, how did I know that 33 1/3% of 99 is 33? How did I know that?
Oh, it's
33 1/3% is the same as what fraction?
It is the same as 1/3.
Yes, it is. Brilliant. 33 1/3% is the same as 1/3. So make yourself a note. This is what I'm trying to tell you, Julian. You're sitting there. I'm writing down the problems. Are you writing down with me 1/3, making yourself a note? All right. Did you make a note on what like 75% is? What's 75%? Look on your notes. What is 75%? The one where we're using 75%. Why don't you look on the iPad for the one that said 75%? What is 75% the same as?
75% is 33.
But what fraction is 75%?
Yeah.
Is it on your iPad as 3/4? Show me.
Okay. Well, I mean, I have
What number is the one with 75%?
44.
Number 8, right? And you have 75% is 3/4.
No, I have.
How did I know that? No. How did I know you didn't have that? Because I'm watching you. Just like I said, I said 33 1/3% is 1/3. You didn't go on your iPad and go, wow, 33 1/3% is 1/3. You didn't do that. You're not doing what I'm asking you to do. Yes, that is true. I'm being completely honest with you. Well, you have to write things down. I don't want you upset. I'm trying to help. I promise you I'm trying to help you. You have to write things down, Julian. No escape. Everyone else in here is doing that. Most people, right, Connor? Everything. That's how you get better. Finish, Colin. 33 1/3% was the same as 1/3. So how did I know 99? 1/3 of 99 is 33.
Because 99 is 1/3 is times 3 would be 99.
Yes. So here's what he's trying to say, right? 99, 1/3 of something means divided by 3. 1/5 of something means divided by 5. 1/4 of something means divided by 4, Julian. I just gave you a whole string of information. What's 1/6 of something mean? That's what I'm telling you. You're not listening to me. 1/3 of something means what, Julian?
1/3 is of what?
Tell him what to do with 1/3.
Divide
By 3. 1/4 means to do what, Caroline? 1/5 means to do what? Julian, what does 1/6 mean? There you go. Now I know you're listening to me. And you knew the right answer. Come on, I'm not letting you daydream. I'm responsible for your grade. All right, let's go. Be positive, Julian. Come on, man. You're going to get this. 60%. A little bit harder. All right. One way to do 60% would be to take 10% and then multiply it by 6. So we're going to practice that. 45 times 6. Brilliant. So we're going 10% is equal to what? Is equal to 45. Beautiful. All right. Now I need to multiply by 6. All right. Now, no, not with a calculator. We're practicing our mental math with the calculator. So what's 40 times 6? 240. What's 6 times 5? 30. 240 plus 30. 270. Very good. So 60% is equal to 270. That was a little bit hard. I'm not, that's why you break things down into tens. All right? All right, let's take a look at number 12. Uh-oh. All right, now this one, put a little star by this one. This is only for the advanced.
Yeah, we're advanced.
All right? We're advanced. We're really advanced. Trust me. And you're really advanced if you can tell me 37.5% is what fraction?
37.5.
That's not a fraction.
1/3.5.
Stop. Colin, you happen to know
Oh, I
this
know,
one
I know,
since
I
you've
know.
known everyone so far. 37.5%.
Oh, I know.
No, you don't.
75/2.
No.
74 over 2.
I've already told you this earlier in the year. I said to be. Okay,
37 over
quiet,
1.
please.
37 over 1. 2 over 5.
Let him
37
think.
over 1.
Stop. Max, give him time to think about it for a second. I told you earlier in the year this was a common one.
Over
18.5.
That's percentage, but it's not a fraction.
18.5 over 37.
How about everybody write this down?
37 over 1.
No, stop. 37.5% is the same as 3/8. 0.375 is the same as 3/8. You should know that. Shh, yes. 3/8 we said earlier in the year as a fraction was 0.375. Just like I said, 1/8 was what? 0.125. And 7/8 is 0.875. Now again, those are important. Now, that helps me here because now I can take 3/8 of 56. So now, here's where you got to practice. All right, here's where you got to practice. 3/8. You would divide by 8 first. What's 56 divided by 8? 7. And then I would multiply by what? Multiply by 3. So my answer is what? 21. All right? So again, make yourself a little star for number 12. And then try to put into your memory that 37.5% is the same as the fraction 3/8. All right? That's kind of tricky. All right? No, like I said, that one's the hard one. All right? Now let's move forward here. 25% is obviously the same as what fraction?
1/4.
1/4, right?
12.
So 1/4 of 480, Max, is what?
What is this?
Oh, I know it. It's 120.
Yes, it was 104 or 120. So again, Julian, because you asked me something, I want to make sure I'm good. All right. Do you understand 25% is 1/4?
Yeah.
You sure? And what does 1/4 mean to do? Shh. Yes.
Divide by 4.
Yes, it means divide by 4. And 4 goes into 4 once, 4 goes into 8 twice, 4 goes into 0 times. Sebastian, Julian, you guys are distracting me now. All right, I know more. All right, say it again.
How did you get 120?
I just said it's 480 divided by 4. You said 4 goes into 4 how many times? 4 goes into 8. And 4 goes into 0. Perfect, 120. Stop. Shh. I believe you. You can't be distracted by what's in the back. Stop. Just keep your eyes on the front. Stop turning around. I don't care what anybody says. I can ignore everything. The only thing I care about you right now is improving. $14. All right. Now, 300% of 5. Because 100% is what?
5.
All of it.
Yes.
100% is all of it. So 300% means times 3. That's all that means. All right? So when somebody says you have 200%, that just means you multiply by 2. 500%, multiply by 5. So make yourself a note if you didn't know that. You know, 100% means the whole thing, which is 5. So 300% would be 15. All right, here we go. Now, I like this one here. So tell me, what am I going to do with 150%? Divide 82 by 2. That would give me 50%, which is the same as what number? 41. So 150% would have to be what? 123. That's how smart you need to be. Now, how did I do that? What? What?
Oh, I was just going to say, can't you multiply 82 times 1.5?
Do you want to race? Which one do you think is faster? What? Yes. That's the whole point of the lesson for today. I'm pretty sure you can multiply 82 times 1.5. I'm pretty sure. So what is the value of today's lesson? Mental math. That's what we're doing. I would like for you, when I say to you, what's 150% of 82, you can just say it's 123. I don't need to multiply 1.5 times 82, Julian. I don't need to do that. Right? That's what the lesson is. All right? So, again, 150% is simply 123. Because we took 50% and we added it to 100%. Because we knew 100% was 82. Is everybody with me on that? All right. Let's try, Who can tell me what that is? What fraction is that? What fraction is that? Yes. 66 2/3% is the same as 2/3. You really can't do the problem unless you know that. Just like 33 1/3% is what? 1/3. 66 2/3% is the same as what? Now, Julian, how do I do 2/3 of 210?
Well,
If I said to you 1/4, what does that mean to do?
1/4 means divide by 4.
1/3 means to do what?
Divide by 3.
So if I have 1/3 of 210, what would that be?
You have to divide.
That's right.
3.
Divide by 3. All right? When you divide 210 by 3, you get 70. The problem, though, is I have 2. So I have to multiply that by 2.
So what do you have to do?
2 times 70. You don't need a calculator for that.
140.
Yes, 140. So again, what I'm trying to show you is, you see, if you understand how you can change numbers from a fraction to a decimal, sometimes it's more advantage to use a fraction than it is a decimal. So I need everybody should be on their notes, Julian. 66 2/3% is the same as the fraction 2/3. You should write that. All right? Now, let's take a look at 17. 125%. 125%, I would need you to say, that's 100% plus 25%. Sit down. And what's 100%? 800. Somebody quickly tell me what 25% would be. 1/4. So what would that be? Which is 200. So that equals 1,000. All right? Now, hopefully you're getting a little smarter with numbers today. All right? That's the whole point. All right? You don't have to be exact. All right? We're estimating. All right? Now, all these are the exact answers. All right? In a few minutes, we're going to be talking about estimation, though. All right? So I would like everybody to be able to look at this and just say, obviously, that's 700. That's what I would like for you to be able to do. All right, now how did I know that? Because, Sebastian, be quiet. Because 100% is what? 400. Which means, what? Say it again.
How is 100% 400?
Because 100% means all of it. All right? Now, I need 75%, and we already know that 75% is the same as 3/4. So, 1/4 of something means to divide by 4. So if I take 400 and divide it by 4, I get 100, but I need 3/4 of it, so that would be what? 300. So I have 75%, which would be 300, so that's a total of what? 700. All right, that's a total of 700. Is everybody happy with that explanation? All right, again, very helpful for today. Very important day as far as figuring out numbers. All right? Now, we're going to continue on. Now, the estimation. Now, estimation here is just changing the numbers so it's easier. All right? Because I'm not going to make you do 0.28 times 19. All right? I don't want you doing that. I know that's the answer. I don't care about that. This is all non-calculator. No calculators. This is just brain power. All right? Now, there's nothing I can do for 28%, but I can round that to what? 30%. And then of, instead of 19, I'm just going to make it what? 20. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And then you would say 10% is what? 10% of 20 would be what? 2. So 30% would equal what? 6, guys. Come on, we can do that. Everybody see that? Now again, some people heard me fussing earlier to somebody about writing things down. You know, if you don't know that right off the bat, make yourself some notes. I should not have more work on my iPad than you have on your iPad. You should have much more than me. Much more. All right? I shouldn't have the most work. All right? That's what the problem is. All right? Now, 55% is pretty close to what? 50%. Now, could we use 60%? Yes, but I'd rather use what? Because then I know I just have to take half. Right? What's half of 32? 16. All right? Now, if you wanted to, you could change 32 to 30, but you should be able to take 32 and divide it by 2 pretty quickly. All right, does everybody understand now how I'm estimating? I'm changing the percentages to things that I know are true. Good for you, Julian. What? Okay, so what are we doing? I tried to explain to you why I would change it to 50 rather than 60. Why do you think I would change it to 50 rather than 60? Because it's easier. Because 50% just means to do what? I already had that conversation. Right? Come on. I appreciate it. Believe me. Listen to me. I'm not mad. I'm honestly, I believe you can do better. But you're not living up to your end. All right, I'm going to check your iPad in a minute and see exactly what you have written down, and then I'm going to compare it to what I have written down, and you're going to see a difference. I'm sure you're going to see a difference. All right, 21. 87% is pretty close to what? 90. All right, now, I don't care about 158, so we could round that to what? 160, right? Is everybody with me? Now, I would prefer to just take 10% and subtract it. Does everybody see that? Does everybody agree with me? So 10% is equal to what? 16. Right? Now, we're going to practice subtracting. Pay attention. Listen to the way I subtract. 160 minus 10. 150 minus 6. 144. That's how you should be subtracting. Not crossing out and borrowing. All right, you should not be doing that. All right, so it's roughly, what did we say? 144. Right around there. All right, say it again. If you don't know something, I'm a terrible babysitter. I tell everybody all the time. Why would I want to do 10%? Because listen to me, if I take 100%, and I subtract 10%, that equals what? That equals 90%. You hear me on this? Stop. Hey, Connor, you guys are interrupting me. Stop doing it. Just sit there. When the bell rings, I'll dismiss you. Because that's an easy way to figure out what 90% is. 100% minus 10%. Connor, you guys, I'm not kidding you. I'm going to make you stay 5 minutes until everybody gets to lunch. All right? Now, listen, guys, for your homework. Man, that took us a lot of time. Hold up, hold up. Yeah, the odds again. All right, odds again on the second page. Yes, that's a good idea. And then Julian, come here.